Welcome back, everybody. So another round of stimulus checks means that scammers are trying to take advantage of people at home. And for what you need to be on the lookout for, we got Steve Weisman, editor of Scamiside.com. Hey, Steve, welcome back to our airwaves here on Western Mass News. Glad to have your expertise. And right now, we're seeing all sorts of scams when it comes to the stimulus payment, huh?
Yeah, and part of the problem here is the government really isn't doing the best job of getting them out. So at the end of December, they started to send out the first ones. And like the last round, they were sending them out to bank accounts that you had indicated in your income tax return. Then later, if you didn't have a bank account indicated in your income tax return, they would send it out by mail and either a paper check or a debit card. But here's part of the problem, and this is affecting millions and millions and millions of people who we already know the checks or the payments have been sent to either non-existent accounts or accounts that aren't those of the people. Now, in many cases, what this was H&R Block and other companies perfectly legitimately did their business by doing it where they would prepare the income tax return, they would set up a bank account that your payment would be paid to, and then they would take out their fee for preparation of income tax and then send you the balance. So what we're having is people thinking they're going to get a payment sent to their own bank account, and it's going to H&R Block or TurboTax or others. Meanwhile, in step the scammers. And so the scammers are seeing people that are expecting checks and they're not getting them. And so they're calling them on the phone, and you get a call and it appears like it's coming from the IRS. But there's a technique called spoofing by which it appears they can manipulate your caller ID so it looks like it's calling from the IRS. So they call, they ask for information. They may even ask for you to give them a payment by a credit card or a gift card, which the IRS never takes, in order to expedite it. People are also getting text messages and emails. And the good way to avoid this scam is to know that the IRS and the federal government is not going to initiate any contact with you by a text message, by an email, or on the phone. So anybody that calls that wants to help you with your stimulus payment, and anyone who contacts you in any of these fashions, particularly if they're asking for personal information or a payment, they're a scammer.
Wow, so this is going to be a mess and to really sort all out, I'm guessing, as we get to the bottom of where the money ultimately went. Like you said, H&R Block or these like kind of dummy accounts almost, and the scammers, man, they do not stop. So how about let's switch gears here for a moment before we wrap up. Talk about the COVID-19 vaccine as well, because scams are existing with that too.
Yeah, this has been the perfect season, the perfect storm as far as scammers go, because people are scared, people are nervous, and people are looking for that extra edge. This all appeals to the scammers. So now scammers are calling people saying they're from Medicare, they're from your healthcare provider. They're saying all kinds of things, telling you that we can get you on an expedited priority list. There are no expedited priority lists. There have been some abuses. And I saw in Florida where someone made a contribution to a nursing home and was able to get a vaccination. But the big thing to remember is there are no official priority lists, and anyone that emails you, text messages you, or calls you on the phone about it is a scammer. So you don't give them private personal information, and you don't pay to get that priority that you're not going to get.
You're a wealth of knowledge, Steve, and kind of goes hand in hand with the IRS, and they're not going to text or call if something goes in line there, then it sounds like, huh?
They are. And, part of my motto are things aren't as bad as you think, Taylor. They're far worse. Income tax identity theft is going to be horrible this year. You still have a lot of IRS workers working remotely. You have an underfunded IRS. You have people not sure of their income taxes. And the scammers are going to be in there, but you want to file as quickly as you can. One quick thing: if you don't get your stimulus check by January 15th, that is the deadline for it. You take that stimulus payment, and it's a credit on your 2020 income tax return.
Good info, Steve, from Scamiside.com. Go check him out if you got questions regarding this stuff. He knows what he's talking about. Steve, take care, all right, and a happy new year to you.
You as well.